Welcome to the very first episode of my new live podcast. This is Mary Live and Uncut. We are going to cover everything from video games to tech to everything in between. All right, we're just going to cover it all. A little bit of a channel update, what's coming, review, this, that, and everything in between. I want to thank everybody. We have future co hosts coming, we have future guests coming. More on that in the near future. Let's get right off to start. Let's get going and just start this podcast off with an intro. Murray and J08 has been a content creator for over 16 years. One of the first on YouTube, one of the first Let's Players, and I'm pretty much bringing everything to the table here. 2025 has been an amazing year so far. We're doing shorts now. We're doing podcasts. We're doing a little bit of everything. I brought back face cam, direct capture. I have a brand new PC setup. I have a new green screen. I have all new lighting equipment, new camera, RTX, NVIDIA, everything. So I'm doing a lot of PC gaming, but I'm still doing a lot of console gaming because I do a lot of physical collecting, which we're going to get into on this series. Eventually, I'm probably going to have like a collecting guide podcast eventually. But for today, we're just going to cover a little bit of everything. So I made some notes here that I'm going to follow, and what I've been playing and what I will be playing. So I've been covering a lot on the channel. I'm a mixed guy. I do indies. We have a thing called Indie Fest. We have a thing called Demo Fest. I play all different genres. So new, old, whatever. I've been doing a lot of WWE 2K25. As a matter of fact, that's been the center of my podcast. Harley Girl, thank you. What's up? New subscriber and $10 donation over on PayPal. Thank you. Much appreciated. Big shout out. So, we've been doing a lot of gaming. I've been doing a lot on the Steam. I always check the latest indie games. But WWE is my full front and center focus right now. I do the creative characters. We download them. I've been doing the island, the most controversial game mode ever in a wrestling game is the island, and I've been really focusing on the island, and you're going to see a lot more of that. I did get the game on the PS5 because the PC mode was lacking. The PC version was lacking modes. As a matter of fact, WWE on the PC does not have the island. Some will love that. Some tell me, "Oh, Sean, that's not really a problem." But for me, I wanted to test it for my viewers and my audience. So I said, you know what? I got 2K23 on Steam. I could always do that. And I got 2K24 on PS5. I actually have every WWE game going back to the early days. Going back to the Super Nintendo with Royal Rumble. Other wrestling games that you're going to be seeing me play, I got a game called Fire Pro Wrestling, AEW Fight Forever, and a few others. So we're definitely going to be doing a lot of wrestling on here, not just WWE 2K25. I've been doing a lot of Fortnite, trying to wrap up this season to get my Sub-Zero skin and the Battle Pass. So I've been doing a lot of that. I'm a big player of Disney Speedstorm. I love that game. It's like my favorite racing kart game. I've been doing a lot of that. I've been doing a lot of Call of Duty Black Ops 6. What's coming? Atomfall. Not sure now. Atomfall. South of Midnight and the first Berserker Kazan. I'm gonna cover all three, but I'm not sure if what ones are gonna be on PC and what ones are gonna be on console. I haven't decided that yet. Some are gonna be on console and some are gonna be on Steam. So, like I played the first Berserker on Xbox, the demo. on the Series X, and I played one on Steam, and they both look amazing. But Steam is absolutely mind blowing. Like, it's mind blowing how good that game looks on an RTX card. So I'm thinking kind of maybe to play that game on the PC. We'll see. Harvey Barlow, what's up, buddy? $5 from Harvey Barlow. Harvey is an old subscriber of mine, a past contest winner, and a really great guy. Thank you, Harvey. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that. We're gonna be playing Tokyo Extreme Racer over on Steam. My Subnautica ongoing series is going to start. We're going to go and do Last of Us 1. I do it every year. And we're going to also do Last of Us 2. So we're going to do them back to back. My Mass Effect series is coming back where we left off. We finished 1 live on camera. Now we're going to do 2, and we're going to go right into 3 and probably Andromeda. I'll let you guys vote for that. Maybe we'll just knock off all the Mass Effect games. What else is coming? Kingdom Come Deliverance, the ongoing series, Elder Scrolls, and Fallout. And starting with some Fallout 76, which I actually put a lot of time into my Series X, me and my cousin. We had our own camp, but apparently it doesn't have cross play or cross save, so I have to start my camp all over again on the PC. But you know what? We'll start off as a new adventure. No Man's Sky is coming to the channel, and a lot more. You just gotta really stay tuned, guys, because most of the time I don't have a set schedule. I've never been this way. I'm always kind of off the head, you know, what I'm gonna do next, and a lot of times you guys vote or give me suggestions. So you really just gotta hang in there. But Minecraft, I brought Minecraft back. We already had a couple episodes of that where I do it live on camera. Starting over in Minecraft because this is my new PC playthrough. Oh, there's actually some Minecraft news today we're going to get to. They just redid a whole rehaul. I just saw the trailer of upcoming updates to Minecraft that make it visually overloaded with like lighting and better textures. I'm excited for that. I'm a big Minecraft player. My Let's Play Minecraft series has started years ago on the console, and now we're doing it on the PC, so that's going to be really nice. I have a killer NVIDIA GeForce LG monitor. I have dual monitor. I have a nice Samsung monitor, and I have a nice monitor on my PC rig, and it's going to look insane. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful monitor. Looking at it now as I'm recording this podcast, and it's like absolutely insane. Yes, I am a Swiftie. Hey, it is what it is. I like my death metal and my thrash metal and my gangster hip hop, but I love my Taylor, okay? Biased, I know. I'm not a Kansas City Chief fan, though. I do like them, but, you know. I'm New York Giants, so it is what it is. New York Giants and Indiana Fever. All right. 2025 so far channel review. Yeah, I just basically told you guys. It's been crazy. It's been my most busiest year already, and we're not even into April yet, and it's just been a crazy year. Everything I said that's coming at the end of 2024, I've done already. I brought series back. I brought new series. I'm doing face cam, direct capture. I'm doing live streaming. I'm doing PC gaming. We're bringing back my music pickup series. We're bringing back Sean Checks It Out. I've been reviewing a ton of products. Expect to see a lot more of that. We've been doing everything. I got a photo editing show back. I'm doing On One Photo Raw now, along with Photoshop. We just did a special on AI, on Microsoft AI. And it's just absolutely a blast. You guys got to check that out. How I've been doing a lot of it with my workflow. Using Microsoft Copilot to do a lot of my editing. It's ridiculous. And with these NVIDIA RTX cards, it's crazy. It's just crazy madness. So, yeah. Really cool stuff. I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. So, yeah, the channel is just going to be bigger and better every month this year. It's cliche of me to say that, but it really, really has been madness this year. We've been doing a lot. I've been interacting with the viewers more viewer polls, more interactions. I'm working on a co-host. I'm working on some guests. Oh, my music radio show is back. My music radio DJ show where I take live requests. We're doing hip hop, we're doing metal, we're doing pop, country. I have a dedicated artist playlist that's coming up that's going to be Metallica. We have variety streams where I play everything. I request music from people. I used to do it a lot, and I stopped for a while, and now I got my radio show back. So I'm streaming clips of it onto YouTube so you guys can watch it, play it in the background. I know the spring and summer's coming up, and you guys like to listen to your tunes when you're jogging or whatever, or doing some gardening outside. It's just great. I'm going to be getting guests on. I have a couple musicians that I know personally that we're going to feature on the channel. And it's just going to be a great music show. Of course, my music podcast is also coming back, so stay tuned for that. Where we're going to be talking everything music. There's been some great albums this year. Um, the music has been really good this year so far as far as rock and metal. Somebody was asking me, Tammy Gamer Girl is asking, what albums have I been listening to? Good question. Um, I've been listening to, well, I'm still listening to the new Linkin Park from end of last year and Marilyn Manson. Though those albums are just insane. I've been listening to the new Dream Theater that just dropped. As far as what I'm looking forward to, I'm looking forward to the new Arch Enemy. There's a song called Paper Tiger. Look it up. It, absolutely insane. It's like one of my favorite songs this year. Um, King Diamond is back. What was it? Spider Lullaby or Spider Lily? This song is absolutely ridiculous. New King Diamond coming out. Shadows Fall is back with Brian Fair. They're coming out with a new album, and I've just been killing it with these albums. I'm just absolutely loving all the new releases. Oh, and one of my favorite bands. Um, well, quite a few of my favorite bands are actually releasing albums this year that I'm highly anticipating. But All That Remains um, just dropped an album, and I talked to the lead singer Phil, previous singer of Shadows Fall before Brian Fair, and he's just killing it. I mean, he sounds like a beast on this album. So yeah, my music podcast is coming back, and my music pickups are coming back. Music, wrestling, video games, photography, big parts of my life, and I like to include them all on this channel, as I always have since 2008. So, really cool stuff. Looking forward to that. The new music is going to be really good. Games that I'm anticipating. Um, games that I'm anticipating. South of Midnight. I can't wait for Atomfall. I can't wait for the first Berserker. But I cannot wait for Death Stranding 2, believe it or not. Now, if you remember, Death Stranding 1 was my game of the year that year. I thought Norman Reedus, Hideo Kojima-san, they just did an absolutely phenomenal job on Death Stranding. I know it's not for everyone. It's definitely a niche kind of a game. They call it a delivery simulator. Whatever you want to call it is up to you. But I absolutely love Death Stranding, and I think it's going to be insane. The trailers that I've seen for Death Stranding, the beach, they call the trailer, insane. The graphics look absolutely insane. I'm debating now on getting it on the PS5 or buying it on the PC because a couple things. Of course, I bought Death Stranding Day 1 on PS5, but now I own it on the PC. And on the PC, it's ridiculous. I'm going to do a playthrough of that with Facecam. But now I'm hearing that Death Stranding 2 will not come out Day 1 on PC. It'll be later. Kind of like they're doing with The Last of Us 2. Ugh, I hope it's not that long. Um, And of course, we're getting that update for Days Gone, which is coming to the channel. Hint, hint. Days Gone is coming to the channel. I just changed my RGB lighting on my PC, on my rig, and it looks insane. Armory Crate just updated their app, and it's just wild. The stuff you can do with it. But anyway, yeah, Death Stranding. I can't wait for that, and I don't know where I'm gonna, what platform I'm gonna cover it on. If I get it on PS5 first, which I will, I'll cover it on there. So games that I would love to return. This is a request from Halar, YouTube user Halar. Games I would love to return. Um, you guys know this answer that have been following me. NBA Jam should return on the Switch 2. Twisted Metal should return. SSX snowboarding should return. Def Jam Vendetta should return. I mean, I know I'm shooting for the stars here, but these are the games that I would love to return. I think they would do well. I think people have been asking for them. You know, you're getting all these ongoing games, these live series games. No, people want specific games, and these are the games that they've been asking for. And I know this for a fact. And as a gamer, I would love these games to return. You know, I saw Croc, Legend of the Gabos, is coming back. That's awesome. That's a great series. I'm excited for that. And they have brought a lot of series back. Klonoa had a recent remastered one on Switch and other consoles, Klonoa. But yeah, Twisted Metal, NBA Jam. Injustice, Gods Among Us. Come on, Ed Boon. I know you got to be working on Injustice 3 in the background. You have to. Injustice is just an amazing fighting game. I love my fighting games. We need a new Injustice. Let Mortal Kombat go on break for a bit and bring Injustice back. So yeah, those are just some of the games that I would love to return. Thank you for that suggestion. My Atari VCS gets a return with Breakout Beyond. Yeah, so Breakout Beyond is coming out, and I'm going to be getting it on my VCS, my Atari VCS 800 home console. And you might be saying, well, Sean, why are you getting it on that? I bought a VCS just for all my Atari games in one place. So I got my original Atari games. I got Atari 50th anniversary. I got 2600, 5200, 7800. I got the reimagined games. I got all the recharged games. So Breakout Beyond, I'm excited for. I might also get it on the Switch just to have it in handheld or on the PC. But it's definitely going to be going to my VCS. I got love for the VCS, I admit. I'm sorry. Sorry for the hate. But I love my VCS, and it's where I keep all my Atari games. It's got a really good PC mode. The Atari VCS, I think, gets a lot of crap from people. But guess what? It's way above the Amico. Because, number one, the Amico never came out. Alright. We know the story with that. I'm no stranger to that chapter. I had the one and only Tommy Tellerico on my channel a couple times. We know about the Amico. Switch 2. Switch 2. Woo! August. I keep saying August. April 2nd. April 2nd cannot come soon enough, and we're only really a few days away for the reveal of the Switch 2's release date, launch titles, more in-depth details than we already know, and price. Hopefully we get all that on April 2nd, which is going to be the big Switch 2 presentation direct. I can't wait for the Switch 2. I am super hyped. If you've seen my gaming room, you would know I'm a big Nintendo guy. I have thousands of games on Switch 2, both physical and digital, and I can't wait for the Switch 2, and I can't wait to hear more about it. I am going to have a live reveal on here. We're going to have an after presentation discussion on here. I don't know if it's going to be a Merry Chat or a Merry Chit Chat show, or another podcast, Live and Uncut. Maybe we'll do a special one for the Switch too. But yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to find out more about this system, more about the hardware, more about what it can do behind the scenes. There's these YouTubers that just make content every day, and they're basically regurgitators. But what they do is they just make up hype and rumors. I'm waiting for April 2nd from Nintendo themselves, and then we will take, the information and talk about it then. Real information. You know what I mean? Not by these people that throw rumors out. Half the time or more, they're wrong. I'm going to wait for the big N to discuss it on April 2nd. Guys, I'm really excited. Like, then they said, oh, they're going to shadow drop it. I don't see them shadow dropping a console. Maybe a game, but not a console. Like, oh yeah, go out and buy it now. I know that Nintendo says they're working on having a lot of inventory, which is why they're waiting to release it. They want to counter the scalpers. After the release date gets revealed, you're going to see a ton of them on eBay, which technically is against the rules because you're supposed to have an item shipped out within, I think it's 30 days. Correct me if I'm wrong. But once you post an item on eBay, you're supposed to have it ready soon. You can't do it months on out. They tried to do this with the Analog Pocket, and they all got turned down. So, I can't wait to find out when exactly the Switch 2 comes out. I am definitely going to be pre-ordering as soon as I can to secure mine. Hopefully, it won't be a disaster. It won't be, the PS5 Series X NVIDIA card disaster that's been happening with pre-orders and scalpers getting them first. I hope. That's all. So, hopefully Nintendo, I know it's easier said than done, can work on that. Assassin's Creed Shadows is out now, which we're going to be covering also. And it's been getting really decent reviews across the boards from what I could see. Looks like Assassin's Creed Shadows is looking like people are really enjoying it. That's awesome. So I definitely will be playing it. I think they said the PC has some issues, but I don't think it's that bad. But as far as what I'm going to be playing that on, I'm not too sure. I know I do like collecting the physical copies of Assassin's Creed. I got some of the older ones on the PC here, and I got Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, which is one of my favorite, with the Native American with Connor, and some of the older ones. And I got Origins and Odyssey on the PC, because I absolutely love those games. I really do. I own the physical copies on other consoles, on Xbox, but I love the Assassin's Creed series is one of my favorite. So we're definitely going to be covering Shadows on here. All right. Yeah, and I have South of Midnight hype. I am hyped for that game. I'm interested in seeing that game and seeing how it turns out. I've been watching all the trailers. I've been watching all the first reveals and all, and I'm super excited for South of Midnight. Going back to that question about what games am I going to be playing soon, I'm looking at my icons here on my desktop, and one of them is Fragpunk, the new first-person game that you play with cards as perks. Fragpunk. I'm going to be doing that on stream here. I'm going to be covering Fragpunk. I'm actually kind of excited for Fragpunk. And I picked up, you know what I did, guys? I picked up a lot of games that I wasn't even anticipating on picking up on the Steam Spring Sale. Let's just say I spent a lot of money. And I'm kind of happy I did, because I got a lot of games either for free or for really, really, really cheap. And I did have a lot on my wish list that I bought that I actually was waiting for. And I know that the fall and winter sale is huge. But you know what? I'm going to tell you, as a PC gamer, the Steam Spring Sale is really good. Let's actually jump to that. Let's stay on the Steam topic. Well, let's do this first. A new Xbox hardware announced and handheld coming. possibly 2 handhelds. So 2027 is the new Xbox. They're already talking about it. And there's a handheld coming out that doesn't play directly Xbox games. It's going to be like a Steam Deck with Xbox um, advertisement on it, basically. But I'm interested to see how that comes out. Um, you got to remember the Steam Deck's been out for a while, and we know that we're getting a Steam Deck 2 soon. But I'm interested to seeing what the this Xbox so-called handheld is all about. All right, so we're going to be covering that on the channel. I'm number one here on covering tech, so you'll see it here first and hear about it, especially once we know more details. And Steam Tab leaked on Xbox. That's going to be huge. That's going to be huge. So I know Xbox has been getting a lot of flack for releasing games on Switch, releasing future games on other consoles, on PS5, Forza on PS5. Who thought we'd ever live to see that day? But if Xbox integrates Steam into its consoles, guys, that's huge. Imagine I own thousands and thousands of Steam games. Imagine having access to them on my Xbox. You don't have to plug in a PC. You don't have to wire an HDMI cable. They're talking about these new Steam set-top boxes. No, just right from your Xbox and built into the new upcoming UI, a Steam tab. Whoa. I'm wondering, this is my thinking. What is going to happen? What is going to happen with PlayStation games that are playable through Steam? So you're trying to tell me you can play PlayStation games on your Xbox through Steam? I mean, anything is possible. Look what Xbox has been doing. So why can't they do it? Xbox is basically getting their biggest franchises and releasing them to Steam, to always on PC, but to PlayStation and to Switch. So, what if you played your PlayStation-owned Steam games like Death Stranding, like Days Gone, like Rebirth, but played them through your Xbox through Steam? I have no idea. I have no idea. What about retro games and emulators that you have on your Steam library? Like through RetroArch. Is that going to be able to be... I'm sure, I would imagine that Steam on Xbox is going to have some limitations, obviously. But, especially with the hardware and all, I'm interested to see what happens. I want to see where this story leads to. And it's kind of got me hyped, believe it or not. It's got me hyped. I love my Xbox. And I just want to see it improve. And, man, I mean, that brings me to my next topic. Have the console wars officially ended? It seems that way, but you know what? The PC guys... Well, I guess I want to say the PC guys and the Switch guys are kind of on their own, in their own world, because they do their own thing. It's really the PlayStation and Xbox crew, viewers, that clash. I compare it to Nintendo and Sega in the day. You know, where you would turn your TV on and you would see Genesis and Super Nintendo commercials fighting against each other, right? Like with Sonic the Hedgehog and Mario Kart. They would go at it back and forth. But now, with PlayStation and Xbox working together, and Xbox releasing Halo and Forza and Sea of Thieves and all that, and Hi-Fi Rush over on the PlayStation side, I mean, is there really a console war? Is it really now pretty much play what you want to play wherever? Heck, PC gets everything. And Nintendo kind of does their own thing. Mostly with first party. And now Steam 2 is going to have a lot of third party support. Now with the newer tech. So, Nintendo kind of does their own thing. PC players do their own thing. And I think PlayStation and Xbox, I mean, is there really a war now? It, it's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like the fire has been stepped on. Um, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Another topic, now branching off of that topic, is digital, the digital age. Are these consoles that are going to be coming out, are they going to be digital only? Now, the Switch 2 is going to have a cartridge. It's got the same so it can play Switch 1 games, which is good. And it's going to have Switch 2 dedicated games. So that's going to have physical media. Although I do have a lot of digital now on my Switch. That'll be carried over to the new system through the eShop. Naturally. That's another thing. They were worried about them switching a whole new online shop. But they're keeping the eShop as far as what we know. Right? It's not going to be like the 3DS or the Wii U shop shutting down or any of that nonsense. But now you got the next PlayStation 6 and the new Xbox they're talking about. And we already have that in these PC handhelds like the Lenovo Legion Go, the Steam Deck, the MSI Claw. They're all digital. It's PC. What about PC gaming in general? I am in the high thousands of Steam games in my library. They're all digital. All of them. So, I used to be highly against digital, but it's a way of life now. Do I still collect physical? Of course I do. I have 2-3 game rooms with thousands and thousands and thousands of physical games, ranging all the way back to the 70s to today. The newest games released on physical. I'm number one. Even if I plan on purchasing it and playing it on my PC, I still get it on console for the physical aspect of it. So I'm a physical guy, I'm a collector. But do I buy a lot of digital games now? More than I did? Absolutely. Once I built this PC and I really got back into heavy duty PC gaming, I'm all digital. As far as that goes. Or, if you don't want to wait for a physical copy to come out, or if you don't want to wait for what is it? These companies to make special physical releases, and you don't want to spend all that extra money, you get it on digital. Look at Steam. Look at the sales. You can literally buy $60 games for $2, for $3, on demand, sent right to your computer. You don't have to go to a store. I was just having a discussion with a buddy of mine on Twitter not too long ago about, do you remember GameStop midnight releases, midnight launches? You used to get invited, and you used to wait online to get into the store to buy it. Now you download it at midnight on your computer, or you pre-download it and it's ready to go at midnight. This is the error, guys. This is the error. They're always going to have physical collectors and physical people like me that at the heart of it wants their games, on their shelf. But another thing that people don't like me telling them, and I'm really, really speaking from the truth, is that today physical games are not the same as physical games back in the day. Sometimes the cases are empty. Switch is known for this, where it just says download code. Or the disc has 2 megabytes of data on it, and the other 60 gigs have to be downloaded. Or the game won't work until you do a first patch update. And the games connect to the internet, and without servers, they don't work. So physical games, even physical, is not the same as physical games back in the day. My version of a physical game is Super Nintendo, N64, Sega Genesis, heck, even some disc-spaced ones like the Xbox One, or the original Xbox, the PlayStation 2, the Sega Saturn, the Dreamcast. Everything was on the disc, and everything played off the disc without a server. Now you have day one patches. You have 90% of the game has to be downloaded. You have servers that the game has to run on, like Diablo. So even physical games are not physical games. Oh, I'm ignoring the digital race because when I buy a physical game, it'll run forever. It's actually not true. It's actually not true at all. Most physical games today um, don't even have the data on them. It's like a shell. Again, it's for something for your shelf. I'm looking around my room here and I'm seeing thousands of games. And a lot of the ones I'm looking at are real physical. But that's not the case here. What if you had a copy? Okay, here's a great example. I was gonna say Battleborn, right? How about recently Concord? What about all the people that have a physical version of Concord? Guess what? Because that game runs on a server, and the server shut down after 14 days, that disc is a coaster. That disc is basically a coaster. I know it's a crazy world to live in, but even movies, okay? Even movies come with the digital code. And the physical. Like I get the Blu-ray that comes with the 4K, Blu-ray and the digital. So if I'm on my computer or my iPad, I can watch it, which is cool. Or if I'm sitting at my entertainment center, I could run the disc. Especially if like the internet is out or something. Or if I'm going on a trip, I'll download the digital version straight to the hard drive and watch it on my Surface or my iPad. But my point here, digital has just as much space in the world today as physical, if not more. It's got its disadvantages and it's got its advantages. My point being is that physical is not the physical of yesterday. It definitely isn't. And I notice it a lot, and I come home with a lot of physical games, and I'm like, man, these are useless without downloading something or hooking up to a server. Or I just installed something on Xbox, and it was like 100 kbs millibytes and megabytes and like 80 gigs online. I'm like, what the hell? So you're not saving hard drive space. you're not protecting yourself against a game shutting down. No, not at all. Physical is basically just a fancy version of digital now. Really, that's exactly what it is. So I wanted to cover that on here because that was on my mind lately, and I had a couple discussions about this, and I fought with a lot of people, but it's the truth. Neil Druckmann was in a recent interview, and he laid out some hints that don't hold your breath for The Last of Us 3. Whoa. I had a feeling that that was going to happen. I know Neil gets a lot of hate, and he gets a lot of shit, but what he said didn't surprise me at all. And, of course he blames the haters and he blames the complainers. And, we got so much, even though we have a lot of people that love The Last of Us 2, we got so much backlash, and we don't want to endure that criticism. And now we got to, we're going to change some things up and on the TV series, and that's another thing. That's another down the well we got to go through soon. And the whole thing with Abby and the whole thing with Joel. But here's the thing. I have a little bit of a different take on this, and I've had a lot of people discuss it with me that don't agree with me. But here's the thing in a nutshell, okay? I am not a fan, and I have to give Neil Druckmann credit for this, because he hasn't done it. I am not a fan of a director or developer changing their game to make people happy. Like, you don't like the fact, a spoiler, you don't like the fact that Joel gets his head crushed in and dies on The Last of Us 2? Oh well. Oh well. That's what our vision was. That's what our creativity was, and you're going to deal with it. Not like Mass Effect 3, where people wrote in and said, oh, we demand you to change the ending and give us alternate endings. No. No, you go and you make your own game. And when you make your own game, you could do what you want to do. You could have the game play the way you want to play. You know, and basically Neil Druckmann never changed the last. Now I don't know what he's going to do for the show, how the show's going to work out. You know, oh, Joel lives and he starts skipping down the road with flowers around him. Fuck that. I'm not into that. I don't go for that. If whether we agree with it or not, and I'm not saying I'm happy about what happened, but I have more respect for you if you stick to your guns and you create the game or movie or whatever you want to create. Don't let people tell you what to do. Don't let people dictate you. Another thing I didn't like was Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie. Oh, we made it better. Oh, we forced the directors and to change the movie. No, I'm not into that. I'm not into that. Okay? You do what you want to do. If you want to change something, you make your own movie or you make your own game. You know? Don't tell the director, no, stop, nope. Just don't buy the game. Don't buy it. You're being a puppet on a string, and you don't know what way to turn to because you're being manipulated. And I see this with a lot of games. I'm not going to mention any games, companies, or directors or developers, but it happens a lot. I remember, I'll tell you one right now. Bungie with Destiny. Okay? This gun is too good. You should nerf this gun. Make this gun where it's not as powerful. Oh, okay, we will. And then they would change the gun. They made shotguns where they didn't kill you, point blank in your face. They made them so useless that they became absolutely useless. Oh, they complained. The shotguns don't do anything. Can you make them more powerful? Then Bungie went back and changed the guns and re-nerfed them, but they nerfed them too much. Then the guys are going, oh, wait. The shotguns, they can actually shoot the same distance as a sniper rifle. Shotguns don't go that far. See? It's a puppet on a string. No, this is our game. You're going to deal with it. And don't tell us what to do. Because here's the problem. They become deathly afraid of the community. They're afraid to do and venture new things. And they constantly keep going back and forth. Do you know how many times Destiny has nerfed, re-nerfed, buffed, rebuffed, and nerfed a gun? Where it's like, what are you doing? If I told you to jump off a cliff, they would do it. So there has to be, yes, you can listen to your followers, and you could agree with them on things and work on things. But when you're a puppet on a string and you're just doing anything they tell you, you're going to spiral into a mess. And I see it with game development. I see it with a lot, especially online games. I see it in Fortnite. I see it in Call of Duty. Oh, you got to nerf this, but you got to take this out, and then you got to buff this. But make sure you buff this, and then you got to nerf this. No. It never works out in the end. There's always going to be people that are happy. There's going to be people that are upset. And then you're just going to mess up your game for the majority of your player base. Alright? That's my take. So, Neil Druckmann, he didn't change The Last of Us 2 video game. Whether or not what happens with this show that's coming out, I don't know. We're going to have to see how that pans out. But I get it. People love Joel. I love Joel. I think Joel is one of the greatest video game characters. But that's the vision that they wanted to go down, and they stuck with it. You don't like it? You don't have to. Same with Mass Effect. I mean, they had those guys going crazy. And I just, it's like, no wonder why people are afraid to put out games these days. And that doesn't give the excuse of why so many games come broken or unoptimized or half-assed, or a lot of them are filled with microtransactions and take you to the bank. That's not an excuse for that, but it does make I talk to developers in my field of work here and running a YouTube channel. I talk to developers all the time, and they say, we don't know what to do because we're afraid of the backlash. You really have to go with your gut and go with what you believe in and what you want to do, and what kind of game you want to come out with. You're not going to make everybody happy no matter what you do. I can think of the greatest games on earth. There's going to be a group of people that don't like them. So making everybody happy, it's not going to happen. Okay? Not everybody is perfect like Taylor Swift. And, you can't compare yourself to her. Her or Christ. So, that's just my opinion. And I want to thank everybody for joining me for the first episode of Murray Live and Uncut. We are going to be full head on and back soon. I'm going to be working on a lot of concepts for the show. I'm going to be working on reading viewer questions out loud again, viewer requests, guests, co-hosts, and a big future coming to the channel. Guys, I'm working it out. I'm trying it out. Don't turn me into Neil Druckmann. Hey, Sean Murray. Yeah, that's me. But it's also the director and creator of Hello Games. You know that name? Sean Murray. He created No Man's Sky. What a comeback. You know what we'll do? We'll have a section of video game comebacks on the next podcast. We're going to talk about games that came out completely different than what was promised, and were worked on and fixed and made a big, big, big spin. See, that's a whole different thing. Making your game better for everybody, putting the effort. I mean, spoiler before we get into the next subject on the next episode. Not one update from No Man's Sky charged people. And they promised everything they promised, and they finally got it out. It took them years later, but they did it. Here's another hint. Cyberpunk. And you know what? Fallout 76 has got a damn good player base and a lot of dedicated viewers and fans, and I know them personally. That's another game. Some don't do it. Some try. Some give up. Some make a 180. Some come completely back and better. A big props to them. That's hard work. And again, it's impossible to make everybody happy. You're never going to get everybody fully back, but you could try as a developer. But you got to go with your gut and your heart, and you got to do what you want to do. And there's definitely going to be common ground when you do that. And you're never going to have 100% people on board. But that's with anything. That's with a music album. That's with a movie. That's with a TV show. That's with a book. That's with a video game. And you got to do your work, and you got to hopefully hope for the best. So guys, I want to thank you. I want to thank you. Please, big, big shout out to the subscribers. A big, big shout out to everybody that watched this, that's rewatching the archive. And future episodes coming. I can't wait. I'm excited for this series. I think it's going to be a great series. And I'm really looking forward to entertaining you guys in the future. Be well. I'll see you on the next podcast. Take care. Be safe. And have fun. And check out all the content. All right. Later, guys.